on the Matty Highland Smitty McQueen Sports Show with your hosts, Matty Highland
Smitty McQueen.
We hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving as we did watching sports with family. Speaking of Thanksgiving, we had football all day yesterday. Now let's get started.
Let's do this.
Thanksgiving Day football yesterday. College football, one game. LSU took care of Texas A&M in College Station, 54-39, as Darius Guice, is that how you say it? Yeah, Guice. Cool name. He breaks the Tigers' single-game rush record. He had 285 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Leonard Fournette did not even go, did he? He did not even travel.
Didn't even travel with him.
If Fournette's on the team and you break a record with one of the best running backs in college, whoa. You had LSU 27-17, yeah. Good pick. I wanted to go with A&M, but they didn't get it done. LSU interim coach Ed Orgeron has guided LSU to a 5-2 record since taking over. And big news last night with LSU football.
While the game was going on.
While the game was going on, there was word that the Houston coach, Tom Herman, could be named or have a deal in place with LSU as soon as tomorrow.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Crazy news. I mean, especially during the game.
Yeah.
While your team is playing, pretty crazy.
They may have planned that.
Yeah. Ed Oregon, he's a great coach. Look, I mean, he put LSU, one of those losses was to Bama. 10-0 loss. I mean, against the number 1 team who hasn't even been touched yet this year. I think that kind of is I feel like they should give this guy a chance. I know Houston's coach, Herman, he's doing a great job at Houston. I mean, you can see his track record over the years. He has had Houston a top 25 team at least every season in the last 2-3 years. So, very hard to say that, like, he shouldn't be the head coach. But, come on. You got to give this dude a chance. That's your intern. He's done a great job. Les Miles,
in the
No, you're good. Yeah.
In the SEC of all conferences, at 5-2, SEC West at 5-2, whoa.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job.
Yeah, Houston's coach, good for him. Like if it does work out, but if Ed can stay on, whoa, who knows what could happen in a full year within his system and getting now that he could get his recruits for next year. If he stays.
Yeah, because he's going to pull those Les Miles recruits probably, unless Les Miles goes to Texas if Charlie Strong gets fired. So we'll see about that. It's something to keep an eye on because LSU's been known for a football program. Yeah. So this is big news for them. They're obviously getting a bowl game. So, Oregon's going to have one more chance to shine and show that he can be the guy for the job. Yeah. Unless he just somehow says, hey, you know what, if they're not going to hire him, I'm just going to step down and leave now.
Yeah.
Which you can't blame him, I guess, if he does that because of what he's done. But who knows? Matt, Turkey Day, NFL.
Wow.
Some good games. Some really good games. The afternoon ones and then Sunday night.
Thursday night was.
Yeah. I said Sunday. Yeah, Thursday night. The night.
Kind of a blowout.
Which you kind of saw that coming just because Andrew Luck was out. And yeah, we'll cover that game in a sec. But first, the Lions defense forces a huge turnover after just tying it up on a late field goal. They would have sent the game into overtime. They take sole possession of the NFC North.
Wow.
They won 16-13 over the Vikings, who are struggling.
It looked like from the very get-go, first drive, Lions went down and scored. Second drive, Vikings went down and scored because of 2 penalties on the Lions. And that really helped them big time. They had, a 15-yard pass interference call and then another 15-yard penalty, and if those didn't happen, the Vikings could have lost by a lot more. And the Lions could have scored probably 30. They should have scored 30 that game. Lions are for real. They have the quarterback. They have the weapons. They have the wide receivers. The wide receiving core is incredible.
Yeah, they're better than last year.
And they had Megatron.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson.
Calvin Johnson of all people to leave, and then they step up, get Marvin Jones this year. They're back. That defense is stellar.
Yep.
I am happy for Eric, our friend Eric, because he's a longtime Lions fan. We've mentioned this before. He's been through the struggle of an 0-16 season. I'm sorry about that, but this is not that year. This is the year the Lions take the division and they go to the playoffs and possibly to the second round.
They have a chance. I think. I really do. I think they have a great chance.
Unless they play the Cowboys.
I hope.
Speaking of the Cowboys.
Yeah, real quick though about that game. Just real quick before you get in there. Should Minnesota have just ran the clock down and waited to go to overtime?
Yeah, yes and yes. You've struggled the last month of the season to even get a win. And you got lucky last week with your special teams and defense. And then you lose to a division rival. You have the game was tied.
Yeah.
And
they led the majority of the game.
And they just...
The Lions have been trailing 11 games this year. And all 11. They have came back in 7 of them to win.
I think they're the comeback kids.
Yeah. Definitely they can be considered the comeback kids. Now you can, I'm ready to go on now. I think you know where I'm ready to head.
Speaking of the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Whew, they held off the Redskins in a stellar performance by Kirk Cousins. 31-26 with the help of Zeke twice, Dak twice, and it was just an all-around good performance for the Cowboys to hold the Redskins. The Redskins started coming back a little bit, but to hold them off, great. 10 straight wins for them boys. We both picked the Cowboys.
And then our guest speaker, Andy.
Yes, even Andy did. And both Zeke and Dak shine. Do you think they both win like a co-rookie of the year? And if so, if they do win a co-rookie of the year, which player is most likely to win MVP? Or do they both share?
They shared the Gobbler trophy yesterday. I don't know. I mean, it's definitely, I think both of them should at least win co-rookie of the year. Because what they are doing is just remarkable. 10 wins.
Co-offensive.
Yeah, co-offensive. Yeah. Yes. Not, obviously defense. But
unless they want to put them out in defense.
Yeah, I guess they could, But no, we need to keep them healthy. They're both playing really good. And they're playing great together. That's the scary thing. You see a couple plays where Zeke went out around the lineman into the linebacker line, like where the linebackers line up, caught one, ran 15 yards, and they're working together on just read options, passes, all that. And so I really think so. The MVP, I think this year, and I tweeted it out after the first drive of the game yesterday, because of how easy they made it look getting to the end zone, the MVP of this season, I think, goes to the Cowboys line. They are just... You could stick anyone back there, and you would have numbers like these guys are doing. It is very tremendous. Like, they're having a tremendous season, and they're all young. They're all locked in for a few years, which is very scary. Cowboys defense bended, but they did not break yesterday. That is the key. The Cowboys defense has been bending, but they haven't broke through the whole season.
We did talk about that yesterday.
So, it's very interesting. We'll see what happens to the MVP. Because I do not know if these two... I think they're going to split votes, kind of like you saw in the...
They might split vote like
in
with
baseball.
Baseball. You're right. The Cubs with Ryan Prickett saying that, and it happened. What if it happens and Tom Brady or Matt Ryan steals the MVP?
First off, Tom Brady is doing a remarkable job, and I've said this before, and Andy's a huge Patriots fan. If he watches today, he's probably going to be disgusted with me saying this, but he did miss the first 4 games.
Yes.
His numbers are up there. I agree. But they were 3-1 when Brady came here. Had they been 1-3, and then Brady does not lose a game or loses just the one to the Seahawks, then yes, that's when I would say, okay, Tom Brady, you are an MVP. Matt Ryan, I think, is definitely still up there. I think the two rookies are the front runners right now. Just the way they have played. They've been consistent every week in, week out. So,
but, like, we just had a comment from Eric Dysinger. He said the Cowboys do have the weakest schedule. Would that have an effect on the committee choosing
It
MVP?
could. It could. But I'm gonna go ahead and say this. The Cowboys might have had the weakest schedule, but they went on the road to a lot of big venues. And Steelers, they're struggling. Okay, they are struggling. The Steelers are not a bad team. Yes, their defense has not been good, but that offense is just like the Cowboys. You got a good, solid running back, you got a great wide receiver, and you got a great quarterback. So that's where, and the Packers' offense is really great. Their defense is horrible. So, you can make excuses. Cowboys have the easiest schedule. But what they have been able to do with rookies, while handling the Romo pressure, they're for real. The offense is going to score points. So, yes. Anyway, that is my thought on the Cowboy haters. I'm not totally bought on the Cowboys. I've yet to say Cowboys are the best team. Like I've said in my power rankings just because of their record. But I don't think they are the best team in the league right now.
That puts too much pressure on, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the Redskins. They were trash talking on the field,
And
then should they be focused on making the playoffs instead of trash talking?
Yes.
I agree. And with that said, Des Bryant went off on Josh Norman last night via Twitter, and this is what he said. He's like, all through the week, I'll post film how Josh Norman got exposed, and he did. And that first one, his post route was kind of funny. Josh Norman broke his own ankles, because he made him look silly. And if this is what's going to happen all week, we're in for a wild ride between these two fellas right here.
Yep. And he did. Des came back later. He tweeted out, "Man, I rewatched my interview on SportsCenter. I should not have done that. We've got something good going here in Dallas." So
stay focused.
Yeah, and I agree, because that's the thing. This year, Jerry Jones hasn't been the key guy, just coming out saying things. Cowboys, Jerry has let them play, and that is the best thing for the boys. It really is. And they've handled the Romo coming back, all that. The offense, is by far the best offense in the league. I don't care what you say. The way their offensive line is, and then the two rookies. Cowboys are for real. And haters, we love haters. I mean, we're America's team, so we love haters. So, anyway. Yes.
That is true. Safe to say, Kirk Cousins is he had over 400 yards passing.
They had over 500 yards.
He's playing his best football ever. Do you think so?
Oh, yeah. He's going to get a great paycheck this offseason. Remember, he is franchise tagged with the Washington Redskins right now. Do you think he will stay a Redskin?
I think he will. He's got weapons. His running back's really young with Robert Kelly. Of course, he's got Deshaun Jackson, assuming Jackson comes back next year. He's got Pierre Garçon. He's got the Jameson Crowder. So, we'll see. Hopefully his offensive line can keep him up, not sacked all the time. And if he can keep throwing for 400 yards, he might be in consideration for MVP in the next 3 years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
If he keeps it up.
By far, because the only thing is I'm worried about Deshaun Jackson. I don't know if they're going to keep him. There's been rumors.
Yeah.
He hasn't been healthy. Deshaun Jackson's been injury prone his whole career. He's a great wide receiver. I mean, you saw him catch that deep ball last night. So, to keep him in the game. So, anyway, let's put Cowboys to rest, Redskins to rest. Matt, last night, Steelers defense played big, but come on, it was a backup quarterback.
Scott Tolzien.
Yeah, and he really didn't do a bad job. There was a couple times they were in the goal, fourth and goal, and they went for it and turned it over on downs. One time it hit the wide receiver right in the hands in the end zone. Turnover on downs. Pittsburgh's going to take advantage with that offense when you don't capitalize when you need to.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Steelers? Are we starting to see them get it together on offense? Because this is a team that everyone preseason said they're one of the best teams in the NFL. Watch out, they might be Super Bowl bound. Are you buying that?
I'm still not buying that 100% yet. Big Ben got hurt. That sucked for them. And I have some Steelers fans from back home that would hate me for saying this, and they know I don't like the Steelers. I'm a Chiefs fan. They got lucky against the Chiefs. I will say that right now. They got lucky. Le'Veon Bell came back, and that sparked something in them. Big Ben got hurt. He's back. Maybe they're starting to gel just a smidge. And we all know Big Ben and Antonio Brown are always
3 touchdowns last night.
go-to. Like that's one of.
It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best.
No more ifs, ands, or buts. It is the best quarterback wide receiver combo in America right now, and actually the last 2.5 years. And I don't think that. I mean, they might win the division, but they might not win the division. It's a 50-50 chance here. If it's like Jekyll and Hyde, it's like the Chiefs too. You don't know which one's going to show up. Which team will show up? Which offensive Steelers or non-offensive Steelers? Not big performance Steelers. What happened last night is the Colts lost 5 starters during the game, and I blame the turf. The Chiefs lost 4 or 5 in the playoff game 3 years ago there. They lost Alex Smith and Spencer Ware there this year, and they need to change that. NFL needs to change that. Is Pittsburgh... Switching sides here, is Pittsburgh now the favorite to win the AFC North?
By far. By far. They're starting to get it going. I mean, this is 2 straight wins. They just beat the Browns the week before. They get a break. I will say they got a break last night. Thank goodness that was a short week because they got a banged up Indy team. And
Luck may have played
if it was on Sunday. I would not be shocked if he's not cleared in the concussion protocol either today or tomorrow. Yeah, I don't. You know, who's the team? The only team I think that can the Ravens. You know,
Bengals are hurt.
Yeah,
they're
Bengals.
hurt. They're done.
Yeah, I think they are
I'm
too.
sticking a fork in them. They're done for this year. Pack up. Get ready for next year.
You know,
Browns have been done for weeks since week 1.
Pittsburgh, their remaining schedule, they got 5 obviously games left. 3 of them are at home. Next week they play the Giants, who are very hot right now. Giants get the Browns this week.
Good matchup.
So
Trap game.
next weekend is going to be a key game for them. I think if they win that, then yes, because then they go to Buffalo.
They can sneak into the playoffs as the AFC North champions.
Yeah, because Buffalo.
No matter what happens with Buffalo.
They go to Buffalo, then go to Cincinnati, who we've sent out. Then they host Baltimore, and then they finish with the winless Browns, who probably will be winless. There's very a chance. They might not, though, if RG3 comes back.
If he comes back.
If he can come back this year, watch out, because RG3 might be like, hey, let's end this winless streak. Come on. You know, I want to show that I was the number 2 quarterback picked a few years back. So... yes, I think Steelers are, especially the Baltimore game, week 16 is going to be the game that decides it.
Yeah.
I think by far because...
it's a 2-team race.
Yeah, because I'm not... Ravens still have to go to New England, so that's not good. Dolphins they got this weekend, or next weekend, sorry. Bengals are this weekend, which that's a win, but yeah, Dolphins, they're playing good too now. So yeah, I think week 16 the division will be decided.
Tough
in the
road
AFC
for the AFC North. The competitors. Let's move on from Thursday Night Football. That was awesome. Turkey Day, I was full.
Oh man, we were just.
Now we move on to
Yeah.
today's matchups in college football, and it's our records this year, our pick records in
After
college
yesterday.
football, including yesterday's or last night's. Brandon is now 13-7, and I am sadly 8-12. Tonight's games start out with NC State versus UNC, North Carolina. North Carolina is an 11-point favorite. I am going with North Carolina at a spread of 13. This honestly wasn't it an ACC championship or ACC semifinals in basketball a few years ago?
Yes.
This should be a basketball matchup. And this football rivalry, I don't really know much about, but I say North Carolina 23-10. They're 8-3 this year. That helps.
It's actually going on right now, and you're going to be upset you picked UNC because I took North Carolina State. North Carolina let me down a few weeks ago when we picked them and Duke, and we both took UNC. Duke upset them, and North Carolina needed a win and still needs a win, and a Virginia Tech loss this weekend to win to clinch a spot in the ACC championship. I have North Carolina State 27-24, Matt. The score right now is 28-7. North Carolina State. So, that was, obviously, we've had these picked since last night.
Yes.
So, anyway, hopefully, North Carolina State can take advantage of this.
I'll be 8-13. Damn.
There's another game that is going on right now. Also, we didn't have this, but Memphis is upsetting Houston. 34-17. Didn't see that going. I think. Yeah. So anyway, we'll move on past this since the game's going on. I didn't mean to hurt the feelings on live.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah. It's really teams.
Just avid sports fan.
Yeah. Apple Cup. You got the number 5 Washington Huskies taking on the number 23 ranked Washington State
Cougars.
Yeah. 8-3 for the Cougars. 10-1 for Washington Huskies. Washington 6-point favorites on the road. Does Washington claim the Apple
This is
Cup?
consensus pick between both of us. Washington is going to win this game, and listen to him say it because Brent Kaiser does not like. He's like, never follow me on my picks. So I second that statement. Let's go with you saying that Washington's going to win.
Washington Huskies will get the job done.
I have 38-30. It might even be 100-0. My picks are not accurate.
I've got Washington 35-24. The winner of this game clinches a spot in the Pac-12 championship. Who will get either the Buffaloes of Colorado or the USC Trojans? So, high stakes at this game.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting matchups. It's
I've got Washington.
Semifinals.
There's a ton of games that decide championship matches for next Saturday.
Yes.
So, and decide stuff for the college football playoff. We both got Washington, Matt. The last game of today, you got the number 16 Nebraska Huskers at 9-2 going to play the Iowa Hawkeyes at 7-4. Iowa's a 2-point favorite. Who you liking?
I don't like Iowa. I've got Nebraska. Go Huskers. Even though I'm a KU fan, I don't like that. I got a buddy playing for Nebraska, and they're 9-2. I've got them winning 17-14, and I'm going to be right on this pick. Yes, Tommy Armstrong went down, and yes, sadly they lost Sam Foles beginning of the year, but they're going to play for Sam, and they're going to kick the Hawkeyes' butt, and by only 3 points. They're going to kick their butt by getting the victory and sliding possibly into Big Ten championship.
Really?
With the Wisconsin loss, that is.
Nah. Iowa Hawkeyes too much. Iowa Hawkeyes will win this game 24-13. Iowa did beat Michigan just a few weeks ago in Iowa. They're going to beat another ranked team. Nebraska, you are not going to the Big Ten championship. You will instead just wait and see where bowl game you get. Iowa, all the way.
Now Brent is going with all your picks, so I hope you can hear that, Brent. You should start going with me, at least on NFL, because we'll go there in a sec. But tomorrow's games, we've got Michigan State versus number 8 Penn State. Penn State's 9-2, and they're a 12-point favorite. I say Penn State, but everyone listens to you, Smitty.
Yeah,
What do you say?
Penn State it is.
I have them winning 35-14. They did beat Ohio State this year, and Michigan State is 3-8. Whew, not good.
28-13 Penn State, and the reason why is because they might, just might, play in the Big Ten championship game
Against either Nebraska or Wisconsin. That's incredible.
Penn State is a surprise.
Not even Ohio State or Michigan at all. Not even up in the top 4.
Go,
Sneak up into the championship.
go, Nittany Lions. You are back on the football stage.
John Bahali went there. He played there. And he's a Chiefs player. Larry Johnson also went there. LJ. So
Matt, we'll keep it in the Big Ten. Minnesota 8-3 against the number 16 Wisconsin at 9-2. Wisconsin's favored by 14. Matt, I've got Wisconsin. I think they're too much. 27-17.
I agree with that pick. But Minnesota is 8-3 for a reason. And
they're not kidding any
in my opinion, the toughest conference in football, college football right now, is the Big Ten. And they're 8-3. Yes, they play in the West, but still, being 8-3, if they could pick up a win here and Nebraska sneaks in, I don't think it's going to happen. Wisconsin's going to win. Wisconsin's going to go to the Big Ten championship.
Yeah, I agree. They clinch with a Nebraska loss too.
Or, it don't matter.
Yeah.
Or.
Yeah. If they lose, Nebraska loses, Wisconsin's got the tiebreaker.
Yes.
So Wisconsin just needs a win or a Nebraska loss, either or. Wisconsin's they're gonna want this. They want a shot at Ohio State or Michigan. Sorry, not Ohio State. Michigan or Penn State. This next game, Notre Dame. They're 4-7. Maybe the laughingstock of college football this year. Their defense is horrible, which I'll get to Notre Dame in a second. They go against the number 12 team, the USC Trojans, at 8-3. Trojans are 17-point favorites. USC can clinch a spot in the Pac-12 with a win and a Colorado loss.
And a Colorado loss.
Yes.
Not going to happen, but USC does get the victory. And 27-10. Notre Dame, or not 27-10. Yes, 27-10. It's going to be a lot closer than what people think, but it's still not going to. It's still going to be a 17-point game.
Notre Dame, for so many years, I feel like has been overrated every year. They started in the top 25 again this year. Look what they're doing.
4-7. Pitiful.
Notre Dame is a laughingstock this year. Their defense is horrible. This is USC all day. It's going to be a high-scoring game, 42-17. Not even close. Notre Dame didn't even stand a chance when they take the field. USC Trojans, they get the job done. Not a fan of either team. But USC, I think, gets it done. However, I will let you know if they will play in the Pac-12 championship in our last college football pick this afternoon. Matt, Virginia, 2-9 versus Virginia Tech at 8-3. Vol Tech, 18.5-point favorites. They clinch with. They might clinch once UNC goes down tonight.
Yes, no matter what their score is. I say V-Tech wins. The Hokies are going to win. I mean, you had one of the Vics go there, or come from there, so.
Yeah.
They can play. 35-24. I pick them solely on that. I haven't watched Virginia Tech or Virginia this year.
Yeah,
Virginia's more of a basketball school.
yeah, they're focused on basketball.
Which is sad because I was born in this state.
The only thing that scares me now with Virginia Tech is if they find out that they have won, are they going to go celebrate tonight? I don't think so. I got Virginia Tech, and I've got them big, 35-17.
They could.
But it kind of worries me. It worries me. So this is a game that I'm like, man. I think Virginia Tech wins. My score, I think, might be a little closer now if they find out, hey, we're going to win the ACC, to get into the – we're going to get into the – yeah.
Some starters.
Yeah. So, ACC championship looking very good for Virginia Tech before they even step on the field. Yeah, I got Virginia Tech.
All right, we've got this next matchup is Sunflower Showdown between the Jayhawks, who are coming off a huge win against Texas.
Big one.
And they travel to Manhattan to Bill Snyder Family Stadium, who K-State is 6-4 this year. K-State is 27-point favorite. I don't think that's correct. I'm picking the upset. KU 21-20. It happened last week. It can happen again. And I don't like K-State in the times like these. So, what do you have, Smitty? I know you have. I know what you have. I know what you're going to say. Jayhawks.
You think the Hawks will get there?
It's called Kansas,
Okay.
not Kansas State.
Oh.
The state we live in is not
Here
called
we
Kansas
go.
State.
You really think that the Kansas Jayhawks, who didn't win a Big 12 game for how many years?
Year and a half. Almost 2 years, yeah. 19 games, I
Oh,
believe.
well, yeah, 2 years pretty much, let's say. You think they're going to win back-to-back Big 12 championship game? Or, not championship.
Whoa.
Big 12 games, consecutive to Big 12 games. No way. And the reason why, if it was someone else besides K-State, I would say, you might be right. But Bill Snyder, this is the game he cares most for in every season. And he always has his team to go. It's in Manhattan. KU's going to throw so many trickery plays. I will say that. I'll go ahead and call that.
Quiv might
It's
lay down in the end zone.
yeah, he could. This time, though, it'll be obvious. But yes, K-State's too much, man. I think KU is going in the right direction. K-State,
Brent is on my side here. Brent Kaiser, thank you.
For
He says
once.
go Hawks.
K-State, big, 42-13.
Nope.
Bill Snyder, once again, has his team ready to play against his rival. This is a game he does not want to lose.
Nope.
And he refuses to lose
No
this
matter what, he's not the offensive coordinator, and the offensive coordinator is Dimmel. And his son is going to get the ball and get stuffed in the backfield by Dorrance Armstrong, one of the defensive linemen. I think it's the defensive lineman in the Big 12 of the year. So
I bet Brent will agree to this. Alex Delton, the Hayes native, will play tomorrow in garbage time.
there won't be garbage time. He will play because, is it Ertz? Is that his
Yeah.
name? I don't know their quarterback's
Yeah.
name. He's going to get hurt on the third play of the game. Okay? You guys watch the third play of the game, please. He's going to get hurt. Akeem Talib's going to come out of nowhere out of stands.
Sunflower Showdown, though, this is always a great rivalry.
Yes.
Same in basketball. We'll have our basketball Sunflower Showdown.
It's not.
Talks.
No, it's not very
Probably won't be much to talk about than that. But anyway, we will move on, Matt. I think this is by far the biggest game maybe this year.
It is the biggest game this year.
Until we get to the college football playoff.
Yes.
By far, this is the
Regular
biggest
season.
game of the year. Number 3 Michigan at 10-1 head to Ohio State to face the number 2 Buckeyes with a record of 10-1. Buckeyes are favored 6.5. If Michigan wins, they clinch a spot in the Big Ten championship with a Penn State loss. If Ohio State wins, they clinch a spot in the Big Ten championship. Well, correct me. If Michigan wins, they clinch a spot in the Big Ten championship, or if Penn State loses, they clinch a spot. Ohio State clinches a spot in the Big Ten championship with a win and a Penn State loss. So the Buckeyes by far need some help. They have to win this game.
Yeah, I don't think the Buckeyes will win. They've been on that high of the 56 points in a few games, and then they almost lost to, who was it, Michigan State? Almost lost. And they got lucky they won that game, actually. They don't win this game. Jim Harbaugh is going to rock Ohio State. Based off the win. Based off Michigan winning, and it's going to be 24-21. It'll be a close game. Good game. Very good game. It'll be lower scoring than every other game this year that Ohio State's been in, except for last week, of course. But this might be the best game of this decade.
Oh, it by far is. Wished I had headgear, because I would put on the Ohio State Buckeye. I think the Buckeyes get the job done. It's in Ohio State. Urban Meyer, he always has his teams playing good when it needs to count. When the game is on the line, Urban Meyer has his team ready to play. Buckeyes win. Penn State wins. Penn State plays Wisconsin for the Big Ten championship. And then we will decide if Penn State, Wisconsin, Colorado, Oklahoma,
The second set of teams
who is number
looking
4.
in. Yep.
And it could be Michigan. If Michigan plays this game close and only loses by 1 or 2 or 3 on the road, I can see the committee keeping Michigan in. Michigan's not playing, I don't think, with their starting quarterback. I haven't seen any reports on it.
Either, no.
But I think the Buckeyes are too much. Buckeyes win. And Penn State. I'm excited. I want Penn State to kind of be in the Big Ten championship. I want to see what the College Football Playoff Committee does with a team that didn't didn't play in a Big Ten championship game. If they keep them at number 2, which I think they will, and we'll discuss that after all these games, because after these games, then it's going to be hectic.
Yeah.
Because then you got the championship games, teams that aren't playing, like Ohio State. They might not be playing for a Big Ten championship, but they might be in the college football.
If Penn State wins, this thing gets very interesting, and I hope the committee takes into account the second tier of teams.
Yes.
Penn State, Wisconsin,
Colorado,
Oklahoma. Those teams into consideration and say, hey, you can't have 4 teams in the same conference in the playoff. Yes, I know Alabama's going to be there.
Bama's in, yeah. Unless they lose 2.
Yeah, I'm really wanting to see their logic on selecting that. If Penn State does come up with the victory and Ohio State doesn't get into the Penn State game, into this Big Ten championship, it'd be a little tiebreakers, scenarios, blah blah
Which
blah.
Penn State has a win against Ohio State.
It'd be very. We're
Make sure-
very curious. to see.
Make sure you tune in Monday or Tuesday. We're not sure what day we're going to do our conference or our college football rankings. Those will probably be Tuesday. We'll discuss it though. The recaps on Monday and give our take on that, and then we'll come back with our rankings on Tuesday. That's what we'll do. That Alabama, number 1 team, hosts the number 13 Auburn Tigers, who are 8-3. Bama's 11-0, obviously. 17.5 point favorites as well.
It's not going to be a 17.5 point game because you can't have half points, for one. Second of all, I don't have Alabama winning this. I think it's best for them. It's just like how some people think of the Cowboys.
Yep.
It's best for a team that go on long winning streaks to lose a game, to
So they're
get
back.
their focus back, and then finish the season off strong. And for them, for Alabama, possibly in the national championship game. I have Auburn winning this game. Seth Kincaid loves Auburn, and I'm on his side because we're both Chiefs fans. Nah, because we're good buddies. But Auburn is going to upset Alabama 24-20. It's going to be a good game. Jalen Hurts is good.
I agree.
Auburn
It's going to
has
be good.
a decent team. It won't be a 13 in the country. I mean, come on. Don't count Auburn out of this game. Don't count Auburn out of the playoff either if they beat Alabama. Yes, they have 3 losses, but they beat the number 1. They could beat the number 1 team. So many things to consider for the committee.
I think it'll be a good game, but I've got Alabama winning 27-24. They've already clinched a spot in the SEC championship game versus Florida. So I think even if...
Do they sit there some starters, though? Because they've already clinched a spot in that championship?
No, because...
Or rest people, I should
Nick
say.
Saban realizes... You don't know... He doesn't know. If they would still lose a game...
They could be taken
They
out.
could be taken out.
3 Big Ten teams in.
They could. I don't think it happens, but you don't know that.
Yeah.
You haven't seen the playoff committee. You haven't seen that happen before. So I think, no, they'll all play. Auburn, I think, this is always a great matchup. This like LSU, or Bama and LSU, they're always good matchups. But I think it's in Tuscaloosa, so I think Bama wins. But I think it's close. Like I said, 3-point game. Even if they are to lose, they might fall to 4 or 3. But
They'd still be the top 4.
there's no way they drop top 4 with 1 loss to a ranked opponent. We've seen how much college football loves the SEC. They're not going to take an SEC school out. They're not going to take a Big 12 team and put them in. Let's be real.
KU, come on. Let's be real. They're going to be in.
Or Pac-12 team. I mean, SEC gets favored, man.
Yes.
They do by
Quite a bit.
college football. So you're not going to see that. I believe the only way Bama does not make it into the college football playoff is if they lose 2 games in a row. That is not going to happen. Florida is not that good. If they lose this game to Auburn, they play Florida. Florida is not that good yet. Not like the Urban Meyer days with Tim Tebow,
Cam Newton is
Chris
back.
Lee, you know. So, stuff like that. I think Bama holds off by 3. And we'll see what they do next week against Florida in the SEC championship. I don't think that'll be much of a game. So, Matt, our last game of college football before we jump into NFL. 22 Utah Utes go to the number 9 Colorado Buffaloes, who are 9-2. Buffs 10-point favorites. They clinch a spot with a win, or USC loss.
Like I said earlier, Colorado does clinch that spot because USC loses. It's an added bonus that I have Colorado winning this game, and I know Brent Kaiser does not like to pick with my picks, but if he picks Utah over his Buffs, I'm going to slap him in the face or something. I have Colorado winning this 20-10, and it's hard for me to say that as a KU fan, former Colorado team, former Big 12 team, Colorado. 20-10, Colorado over Utah. Utah doesn't have that spark like they used to with Alex Smith. They clinch a spot. Even you get it's like a double positive, you could say. Win-win.
This to me hurts because I'm a big Oregon fan. Utah lost to the Ducks. But I don't know if I can see them losing 2 in a row. Yes, I can. They lose 2 in a row.
Just kidding.
Colorado Buffaloes win. Utah lost to the Ducks. That's laughing material right there. Oregon has been down this year. It's so sad. That hurts to say. It really does. Colorado wins. I've got them 20-10. Or no, you got 20-10. I got 27-21. You had Buffalo's on the upset line last week, maybe. They pulled it together, beat Washington. Colorado right now is looking at one more game against the top 25 team to finish their year with 3 straight top 25 games. That, and if they would win that, there's a chance they should be considered a top 4 team in the college football playoff. Buffs win. They clinch a spot in the Pac-12 championship. I think it'll be Washington they play. It's either Washington or Washington State. So, but I think, because they play each other, I think Washington wins that. We've already said those picks. And then we will begin our
NFL.
Yeah.
Week 12. Our records are tied, 13-9.
I gotta go on a good week this week.
He can win college football. I have to win NFL. Arizona Cardinals versus the Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta's a 5-point favorite. I have Atlanta, 24-17.
I got Atlanta.
MVP-esque season for Matt Ryan. Cardinals are on a
Off of a
downslope.
bye week.
Cardinals are going downhill. Falcons are going uphill. They're going to win the NFC South. If they keep winning, they're going to win.
Atlanta 27-24. Coming off that bye. Julio Jones is rested up. Matt Ryan's ready to go. Do I need to say much more? I mean, Cardinals have been a big disappointment this year to, I think, all of the NFL fans. Because a lot of people that like the NFL wanted to see the Cardinals in there. They've got great weapons on offense. Their defense is solid. It's been a total letdown this year. No way Falcons lose this game, they win. Bengals and the Ravens tomorrow. Baltimore's 4-point favorites, Matt. We've already talked a little about both these teams. Who you got?
Bengals are out. We already said it. Ravens are up and up, and could face the Steelers week 16 for playoff implications. And I have the Ravens winning 24-10. It will definitely cover that line score.
I've got Ravens 27-13. I think the Ravens.
We both said the wrong scores. Sorry. He said mine. I say 27-13. It'll be a lot further apart than. I mean, it's the same distance both ways, but I think they get an extra field goal.
I was just going with the flow because I was like, he just read mine. I've got Ravens 24-10. Ravens offense. Steve Smith Sr. might come through with a couple touchdowns, maybe. Let's hope. Mike Wallace, yeah. Ravens win.
Yes. Rams Saints this weekend. New Orleans is a touchdown favorite, or a 7-point favorite, you could say. I am going with the upset here. Just kidding. They're both the same record. It feels like an upset because of Drew Brees with the Saints. I have the Rams winning this tight because that defensive line for LA is stacked. 24-23. It's not going to end like the Broncos game a few weeks ago, Saints fans. It'll be close.
I got the Saints. I think, they've lost some heartbreaking games. Drew Brees is going to have a big day. Brandon Cooks as well. I've got the Saints, and I've got them 31-20. Still not sold on the rookie QB. Goff. His second start.
I think he comes.
You think he has a bounce back week? It could. It is against a weak Saints defense.
If the Rams defense can hold Drew Brees, that's the real matchup. They can hold that offense. Watch out.
Yep.
LA gets the victory.
Got the Seattle Seahawks 7-2-1, maybe the hottest team right now, right there with the boys, as they go to Tampa Bay, who's 5-5. Tampa got the big win last week. You're upset about Seattle is 6-point favorites. Can the Bucks pull this?
No. I have a grudge against the Buccaneers, and Trevor Smith reminded me of that today. The Seahawks pound the Buccaneers. I have a score of 42-13, and I read the right score that time.
I've got the Seahawks. I think they're too much the way they're playing.
Way too much.
The only thing that concerns me is them flying all the way back out from the West Coast now down to the southern part of the far southern part of the state in Florida. I think I think Seattle wins 31-14.
Yes.
That scares me though. The flight, they've been all the way east.
But the Bucks were just in Kansas City, so yes, it's
Half
half
the
the distance, but still.
But I got Seahawks. They're rolling too much.
Yeah.
31-14.
The next game, Panthers versus the Raiders, and we had an ESPN update came out today with injury news, and someone changed their picks. I still hate to say this as a Chiefs fan, but the Raiders are going to get the job done, 27-24.
You got them right on the spread, 3 points.
Yes, I stayed with that spread.
I do too.
Cam Newton,
I did have the Panthers at first.
Derek Carr, they're good quarterbacks.
I did have the Panthers at first, and the only reason why is because it's hard to go with the Raiders after seeing them kind of get that win last week with the officials help by not being able to review a play here, stuff like that. I got the Raiders though 24-21. Luke Kuechly out. That's a huge loss to the defense. And they're also missing Josh Norman. I hate to say it, but the Panthers defense is missing Josh Norman.
Oh yeah.
So
that secondary's young.
Yeah. So yeah, I think 24-21. I stick with the same score. I just changed my teams. So
without Kuechly,
yeah,
they can't really stop Derek Carr. Next game, we have the Patriots and the Jets. AFC East rivalry, kind of. New England's a 7.5-point favorite with the line. I have the Patriots winning bigger, 38-10. Tom Brady did practice today, and that knee's not going to hurt him, and he's going to have 4 touchdown passes. And their running back, I don't know who it is nowadays, Blunt,
Lewis. I'm not sure if he's
Lewis,
back.
maybe. They'll get a rushing touchdown and a field goal. That's how it's going to happen. Not in that order. That's how it's going to happen.
I've got Patriots big, 31-10. Too much. They
too
don't
much.
have Gronk, but that's all right.
Chris Hogan's come up, so they'll
Matt,
be fine.
Final game Sunday night. You've been looking forward to this for a long time. It's the Kansas City Chiefs at 7-3, heading to Denver, who's 7-3 as well. Denver's 3.5-point favorites. I don't even think we have to ask you who you're taking.
The past few years, the visitor has won the game. That streak's going to be broken. Kind of. The visitor's still going to win the game this week. Kansas City's going to win the game on Christmas night, too. I'm calling it. The Chiefs, I know the struggles they've been in. I know all the fans. I know all the haters. I read extensively on the Chiefs like he reads extensively on the Cowboys. Yes, there's some injuries this week that with Steven Nelson possibly out with the neck injury. I still say Kansas City goes in against a not rookie but rookie quarterback, not Peyton Manning quarterback actually. They get the job done. Justin Houston's back in his second full game. Hopefully D Ford can come back and get healthy after the hamstring, and Marcus Peters plays with a hip pointer injury. Hopefully they do play, and no official word yet. Andy Reid's actually at this moment having a press conference to discuss that. They get the job done, 23-17. Santos does get more field goals than Alex Smith's touchdowns. I will admit that. But Alex Smith does not turn the ball over this week. And Tyreek Hill does have a touchdown catch.
I'm going to disagree this week this matchup. The first matchup, I think the home teams both win this year. I've got
Fair enough.
Denver. I just think the home field advantages for both these teams are huge in this round. It hasn't showed over the past, but I do. I think I think Denver's crowd's going to be ready to go. They're coming off of a bye, so they might have a little rust, or they might be, they've been banged up in the secondary too. I mean, both of these teams have been banged up. And so this game's going to be, I think it's going to be a great game. Thank goodness it's Sunday night.
Oh, I know. They got flexed too. It got switched with that Patriots game.
Yeah, so you're going to have some really a good game on Sunday night. A rivalry. How much better does it get? I've got Denver, the score. I've got Denver 24-21. I think this is going to be, I think the Chiefs do find the end zone.
Yes.
3 times.
Ooh, okay.
Which that's hard to say because they have not been finding the end
Yeah.
zone that much.
Offense hasn't.
Yeah, the defense has been solid, forcing turnovers in the red zone. What's the latest on Peters?
I haven't heard, like I said, the press conference is
Yeah.
happening as we
Yeah.
speak. I haven't heard anything yet on it.
And then
I
is
haven't read extensively.
Macklin, do you
But
know?
Macklin's probably going to be out. Jay Howard might be out too.
D. Ford.
Maybe. I hope D. Ford plays. DJ should be fine. He did practice most of the week. I hope Houston can just rip the head off of Simeon and Chris Jones as well off that right tackle, right guard. So
Yeah, and the Broncos injury report. I was trying to search it real quick.
they might
I'm not
have it
sure
until it's after
who all was. Here it is, injury report. They've had Talib out, and he was limited in practice, so that's better signs. He has not been practicing. T.J. Ward was limited. I think T.J. will be back probably. Simeon fully practiced.
Derek Wolf was.
Yes, Derek Wolf limited as well.
Poe will play. Looks like Charkandrick West coming back from the concussion. He should be fine. Hawley's had his normal limited practice. Peters did practice, but it was limited again. And Steven Nelson most likely out this week.
Yeah, so really make sure you follow the depth chart if you're in pick'em leagues, because that might decide your pick, might not. Matt, there was some breaking news. I don't know if you want to let people know about this.
The breaking news we had for today was Morehead State's head basketball coach, Sean Woods. He's been suspended with pay.
Yeah.
That's weird, first of all. Effective immediately. That's why I was questioning. I didn't really see this.
Yeah.
While the school investigates complaints it has received.
And they didn't
specify
release.
the
Yeah.
complaint.
So
weird.
something
But it's
to,
breaking news.
yeah, and then
Aside from NFL and college football.
And then the last one, as most of you guys know, Michigan State has been struggling.
Like their football team.
They have been really struggling. In fact, they're playing the Shockers as we speak. They're up 4. But yesterday, after the loss, Tom Izzo came out and apologized to the team for the tough preseason schedule, or the non-conference schedule, as they had been in Hawaii to begin the year, then flew all the way to New York.
Kentucky.
Now they're in the Bahamas. And then, after this, they go up and play Duke. They've been all over.
Wow.
So,
They've been everywhere, man.
it's been definitely a struggle for Spartans this year. They're 3-3. This is not what you see very often. So, we'll have to keep our eye on that. But they've lost to some good teams. Their 3 losses have been to top 25 teams. Kentucky, Arizona to begin the year, and then yesterday to Baylor. And Baylor, we've seen, is upset
They're athletic.
Yeah, they upsetted the Ducks. They've upsetted some teams.
Could push for Big 12.
So anyway, that is the breaking news. That's all we have today. We hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving, like we said earlier. We will see you back on Monday. We'll bring you NFL recap, college football recap, and then a preview to Monday Night Football. And then we will drop our college basketball, give you guys the college basketball rankings as they also come out on Monday. And then also look forward to Wednesday. Wednesday night, we are going to start every night. I think we said 5:45, 6 o'clock,
Yeah,
somewhere
around
in there.
Yeah.
Our fan day, or our fan night, I guess it's going to be called.
Fan
Wednesday.
evening.
Yeah, fan evening, where you, the fans, can call in and just talk sports with us, breaking news, topics you're worried about, curious about.
It was fun Wednesday. And
It
we
was.
hope more.
Yeah,
people call in.
we kind of didn't set a time for the whole show, like for a weekly, but that definitely will be on Wednesday evenings around 5:45 or 6 for Smitty McQueen and
Matty Highlands.
so long, and we look forward to seeing you on Monday. Have a great weekend.